Okay, fuckers and fuckettes, now when you go to service these old Honda swing arms, when I pull these, I'll usually leave one cap on and one on the other side. That way if the rubber's kind of adapted to one side, great, you know. But take these out and make sure that you clean them real good in the parts washer. And there's a little tit in there. Make sure that that little tit is nice and clean too. Make sure that that groove is clean, because that's how your grease gets in there. Do the same on both sides, obviously. And to get your swing arm back in, it's usually just a little twist like this. Slip it in. Slip it over one rubber. I usually take my finger and slip that rubber underneath so I can slip it easier. And slip it over your other rubber. And your other rubber gets a little bit tricky. You need a flat screwdriver. And just don't, do anything that would cut it. Let me pick these forks back up so I don't have to polish them again. Don't do anything that would cut it. Get it to where the rubber is folded back and just catching the edge here. Sometimes you gotta fight them. This is one of those times. And this bike's only got 10,000 miles on it, so everything's still nice and tight. I like that. But now that I got it like that, I'm gonna slide it on. Wiggle it. Hope like hell I got this son of a bitch the right way. I'm just grabbing it at the back here and very, very gently wiggling it and coming up and down with it, putting a light pressure. I don't want to mess up my rubbers. I come in here and I just very, very gently bring that rubber the rest of the way out, because you're always going to fold it in. And if you tear it, fucking replace it. Got a crease in there, but I haven't tore it, so I'm lucky. Sometimes you got to wiggle them back and forth a little bit to get that to come out from under between it. Peel this other one out a little bit. Same deal. Okay, that one's out. And this one fucking decided to go back under, but while it's up like that, straighten out that one little edge. Go. Wiggle them a few times. Make sure you got that shit right. And then I'm ready to put these back on. Love these old Hondas for just this reason. Some bitch still pointed at that, yeah. Alright. So then you go and you put these back on. I'll usually put on one side and then I'll go back and do the other side. Make sure you got a lock washer on these sons of bitches. I've already learned that lesson the expensive way. Sometimes you have to run a thread cleaner in there if you've painted the frame. I fear this is going to be one of them times. There we go. Again with the lock washer. Don't use a flat back here no matter how tempting it is. Use a lock. And don't use a flat end of lock. Some people do that. On the SL, it's just a lock washer is all that ever comes off them from the factory. Torn apart a bunch that had it both ways, but I see more of them with just a lock washer than I do with a flat end of lock. And then don't put this one in yet. Trust me on this. And I got the other side clip still hanging fresh from paint, so we're not going to do that. But before I kick these in, let's see. Yeah, that's right. You're supposed to put these damn things on, which I forgot to do. These caps, make sure your rubbers are good on the inside. See that rubber shit in there? Make sure that that shit's good. Pop your cap on. Now pop that shit on. Sorry about that. Forgot that step there. And screw them bitches in. Now your way to tell which bolts are which is your two shorties go back here and there's a longy for up here. I'm not going to tighten that longy in right now. Then you just slide your axle through. And before you put your other side on, put your cap on. And then proceed to put this on. Tighten these down. I think it's, fuck, I don't know what that is in foot-pounds, but I think it's like, fuck, it's next to nothing. Here, I'll just show you. All I do for pressure is I just spin them on. Don't tighten these until you get that front one in. I'm just doing this to demonstrate, okay? But when I go to tighten them, see that? I'm on my thumb. And that's all the pressure I'm using is my thumb. I'm not letting my base touch. Just my thumb. If it hurts your thumb, that's it. That's all the pressure you put. I'll have to loosen that to put the other one on, but now you got an idea. That's how you mount your swing arm. And then before you use this bike, grease it, both sides. And then after you've got it greased, and by the way, greasing it, just wait until a little bit of grease comes out of the rubber. You're good to go. Right then, wipe it off, call it good. And that is how you put a swing arm back on. As far as pulling it off, man, this son of a bitch was so rusty I was out here with a damn hammer. Alright, holler at y'all fuckers and fuckheads later.